Hey guys, how's it going? So remember last time I uploaded a YouTube video talking about my iPhone 3GS right here and if it's usable in 2017. So I'm going to show you guys right now for this iPhone 3GS right here. It's actually a 2009 modeled phone, but I want to show you if it's usable for this year. So I'm going to start it up. So there's my background that I had. Let's unlock it. As you can see clearly that the iPhone, that I have a couple apps here, but I'm going to double check to see if it works, if it's usable. So I don't have a SIM card, but for the message, you would go in your message as always, and you would just take a message and simply type what message you want to do, right? So I'm not going to do that because I don't have a SIM card right now, so let's get back to it. Now let's go to the calendar. It's a simple calendar. Today is the 2nd. I have already a day marked there, but today's the 2nd of October, and here's a month because before it was showing like May 31st or something like that, so that's kind of weird. So we got calendars, we got here, you can hide all the calendars, birthdays, etc. And you can simply add a thing. So I added something for Thanksgiving, and I'm also gonna add it right here. So let me see if this works. And it does work too. So we're just gonna go, we don't really care about the time and date, but we're just gonna type Thanksgiving dinner. So I push done, and I click done, and it shows right here. Oops, sorry. It shows right there. So out of all, the calendar works fine. But what I'm saying is the calendar works fine and the messages works fine. So if you want to text someone and check your calendars, 100% good. Now let's look into the photos. I took really good photos in this iPhone 3G and right now, and as you can see, the Retina display actually looks pretty high definition. Since this camera is only a 3 megapixel camera, which means it does take photos, but it's a little laggy and it looks a little blurry. But with the lighting, if you take a picture with the light, as you can see here, it doesn't actually look that bad. See, I can see my glasses and my hair and stuff. But actually, it doesn't even look like bad when you take a picture with it. And see, you can see some of these pictures that I have here. That's so cool. There's a face thing. So what I had to do is I had to flip over the camera to take a picture right here. But actually, the camera doesn't even look that bad of taking pictures. So let's go back to the home screen. Now here's the camera, and I'm going to show you a test how it looks. I know I'm with the light, but I'm just going to give you a test. Now I know it shows a little blurriness here since I am using a camera right now, but for an iPhone 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, it's all high definition now. But as you can see here, I'm going to take a quick picture of my keyboard, and I'm going to show you that, you know, yes, it looks okay, HD. I can see the MacBook Air, but it's a little blurry, you know what I mean? But the camera works fine. Let's go to YouTube, which this is the only problem of YouTube, that it doesn't work. It takes a while to load because it's an old modern phone from 2009. So I believe if you want to search anything for YouTube, which I'm going to just search Apple right here, I'm going to search it, and I believe it's going to keep loading because it's an old phone and it's going to take its time. But it usually says that it's not found, like all this type of stuff. And so actually YouTube on the iPhone 3GS does not work, so that's one problem. If you look at the stocks works fine. This is Google stocks. Here's the Apple stocks right there. Actually looks pretty good, as you can see from right here. Here it says no available because it has some since it's an old phone, a bit of bugs or glitches or something like that, but the stocks works fine. Let's go into the weather. The weather looks pretty fine, as you can see. Focus, please. Sorry, my camera's not focusing. But anyways, as you can see, guys, the weather's actually looking fine. So you have Los Angeles, Ottawa, and Calgary right there. Weather looks fine, my bad. You can see Los Angeles. The weather, I don't know if you can barely see from the camera, but if it's blurry, sorry guys. But I was saying the weather app works fine. Let's go into our notes. Now I haven't typed any notes yet, but let's give it a shot. The notes actually works fine. So I'm just going to go, hey, and then I'm going to do a smiley face. Apparently we don't have emojis on the iPhone 3GS because emojis never existed back then. It only existed when the iPhone 4 came out. So that was the only problem if you want to use a phone like this. But I don't know if you want to use a phone like this, an old modern phone. So I'm going to delete that note. Go back. Now the iTunes in the App Store, I'm going to skip that because it is a little trouble because yes, it works. You can download stuff, but it requires the iOS 6, iOS 7, and iOS 8 update, which is really tough and upsetting because right here I can show you. Let me see where it is. Let me go down. There we go. Now you guys can see perfect. Let me go to General. We're going to go to About. And right there. So it's a 4.2.1 since it updated. When I first started up this phone, it was a 3 point something. So it keeps going up. So I believe, like, yes, you have some apps that you can download. But the thing is that it will take a long time to load. Since here I have Facebook, Google, Twitter, this record video because this phone does not have record. It does, but this thing right here doesn't even have the record button. And I have Facebook Messenger. So let's go into the calculator. And the calculator works 100% fine. Oops. The calculator works 100% fine. Now let's go into our voice memo, which also works fine because you can record your voice and then you can check your voice memos right there. So that works fine. I already tested it, so I'm not going to do it. The clock looks fine. Speaking of the clock, like these are this is New York right here, but here I put all four these Canadian clocks, and as you can see, the clock works fine. The alarm, I haven't tested the alarm, but it works fine. The start, as you can see, the stopwatch is pretty good. And the timer, as you can go for 1 minute, and the timer just goes for a minute. Isn't that cool? So the clock works fine. The contacts, I don't have contacts because I just put myself on there. The phone works great from seeing a lot of people reviewing this phone. The mail works fine. Safari, it's kind of a half 50-50 because Safari, it takes a little while to load. Now I have this no errors thing, but I can still take this off. Let me see. We're going to go to Apple. I don't know if you can barely see. Sorry about that. But we're going to go to, oh, it says youtube.com/Apple. My bad. So yeah, it's going to be taking a little while from that little circle up there because it's an old modern phone. But as I was saying, the internet on here is not that bad. It just takes a while to load. So I'm going to say hi, and I'm going to search that. Now yes, it will be taking a little while. I've been testing the internet speed with an iPhone 5, an iPhone 4, and other iPhones. And the thing is that the older modern, nowadays, these internet speed is faster than the older one. This is a 2009 iPhone, but I believe back then it was so amazing. It was so awesome and stuff like that. But you know what? Now it's like really slow. So I mean, see, as you guys can see there. So we're gonna get to back that. The iPod works fine. The music, I have some music that I imported on here. So I'm gonna show you some of the songs. I don't want to get copyrighted, but you know. So music works fine. Pretty good. If you play your music, you go back to your home screen. You can have the music playing while you're on something else. Now all this is working fine. Facebook, Google, Twitter. Facebook, Google worked for me the other day. I don't know why Google's asking me that it's check your connection, stuff like that. Facebook Messenger well, and this recording thing. So out of all, I would, for this phone, I mean, out of all, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 because, I mean, this phone, it looks usable to use if you want to use this phone for checking emails or texting or phoning someone, but I don't think it's capable to use a phone in this year, in 2017, an 8-year-old phone or something like that, because it is an old iPhone. Plus, when the new iPhone and the iPhone 3G and then the 3G came out, this one, back then it was all faster and the speed and stuff like that. But if you're capable to wanting to have this phone and use it, you can, but I would just suggest a lot of people to just buy a new modern iPhone 6, iPhone 7, 8, or the 10 that's coming out if you want to. Because, I mean, these phones look alright, they look good, but they're just really slow. So I want to thank you guys for watching for this review on the iPhone 3GS that I already did and talked about in the first video, but I want to show you up close with the camera. So I want to thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.